At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Here is Braden Narveson ready to get us started. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Here we go, side.
On play action, Fields. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Hey, can't. Here we go.
Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Kramer. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Justin. Here we go, son.
Here's Fields. Oh, and that is incomplete. The Steelers at 9-4 now on the year. Hey, Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude.
That one out wide and intercepted. Past the 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
All right.
Here's Fields. That is caught by a diving Thomas. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Here we go.
Here's Grant. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched the ball last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's third and short. You look at this Packers defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Hey, never mind. Monday. Don't jump. Ready?
Out of the gun, Fields. Flushed out right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Fields. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Okay, ready? Ready?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's got some space here. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lloyd. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Now the first carry here for their running back. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Let's go. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Warrior, 70. 7 Pirate, 7 Pirate. Hut, hut.
Looking to throw. Martin. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Back to throw. Martin. And that's off the mark. Incomplete. You look at this Steeler defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Martin. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here we go.
Now Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Hey, can. Is that all right?
Fields now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over first and 10. They go play action here on first down. Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Marshawn Lloyd with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Narbison now for the extra point. And it's 21-3. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Oh, hurry up.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Test, watch right. Go.
Now it's Fields. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. Call it a gain of a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you.
11.
You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Is that right?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he'll take it on this side of midfield.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
On the set. Here we go. Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Going for the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Martin.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
On now is the Packers punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
That's caught downfield by Pickens.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
To throw is Fields.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
No muss, no muss. Here we go, son. Mayday. Chip slip. All right.
Back to throw, Fields.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
With Sean Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
60 Bison. Check go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lloyd, he'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Martin now from the gun on third down.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Steelers will take over possession here up at the 44.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
This 2nd and 4.
Here we go. We're good. Sit high.
Off play action. Fields.
This is caught at the 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Fields.
Finding Pickens for another catch. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here we go.
Throwing again is Fields.
His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Here we go, son.
This is Grant. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
They will run with Grant. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return.
11.
And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards there, a big one. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Go.
Play action. It's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead is down to 2.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
From the gun on 3rd down, Martin. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, here's your bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Martin.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's complete. He finds Jayden Reed.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd and 2.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Narvis's kick is good.
And that will push the lead up to 5.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have an...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball? And they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order. That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field. That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out there.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks
9 picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season.
Let's go now. Ready.
Martin throwing to start the drive. That is incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
Got it. Ready?
2nd and 10.
Right here. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Martin. He finds his man. Complete. That's Reed. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Come on. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready?
Here's Martin from the gun on 3rd down.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Right back to him on 1st down. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Second and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. Martin. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Martin. Throw left side complete. That's Reed.
And no sidestepping that here. He's going to be brought down hard, and it also sets up 4th down.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case. Not
at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. 2nd and 1.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little... Don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They tried to throw on 2nd down. Unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Up the middle they go. Lloyd. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
84 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. You got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
To the 27-yard line.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
And the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
From the gun on 3rd down, Payne. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Narvis's kick is good.
And that'll push the lead up to 8. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Here we go, son.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. And a nice spin into some open field.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
A shotgun snap. Fields finds Pickens outright.
They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
West right, sit. Here we go.
From just shy of midfield,
Fields. He's got this to Pickens.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. A good pickup there, 22.
Hey, Ken. Here we go, side.
Now Fields going to move him around.
Sit high.
Back to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
George Pickens.
His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game.
And the Steelers are back within a couple of the lead.
And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Martin, off play action. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed.
Still going inside the 20.
Touchdown, Packers.
Jayden Reed.
71 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Go.
Fields.
Gets around him and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Hey, never mind. Monday. Right.
Here's Fields. Being chased out left. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of the legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Here we go. All right.
On play action, Fields. That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that will tie our game here in the third. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We've got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Off the play fake. Martin. Touchdown! A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Packers have moved out in front. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Here's Fields. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson.
This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Steelers have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the third. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Here we go, set.
To throw is Martin. Throwing to start the drive. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
And I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Operating from the gun, Martin. He finds his man, complete. It's Spencer. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his...
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go. Here we go. Set, go.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready. Ready.
On first down, it's Lloyd. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Ready.
2nd and 11. He finds his man complete. That's Reed. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Ready.
Back to throw. Martin. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Henry To'oTo'o there to bring him down defensively.
Ready up.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
And
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved. And that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
here we go. Right.
They go back to Grant. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead now up to 14.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
On the jump.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
79 bro.
Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
Fields now to throw.
He's going to have the first down and then some. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. 28 yards.
And the Steelers are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Martin. And apparently not liking what was taking place, so he'll just tuck it and take the sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
Looking to throw. Martin.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Here we go, son.
They'll keep it on the ground. Grant. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Martin. And that's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Grant, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Here we go. All right.
They'll keep it on the ground. Grant, and not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Tonight.
On 3rd down, it's Grant, and he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well.